Bitcoin dominance is still near the yearly highs, while Cronos is right now knocking really on very important averages over here, while also respecting the rainbow chart. But the main question is it right now time to buy CRO? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only Coin Baron, and today in this video we'll try to answer the everlasting question: is it time to buy or time to sell? And we do that based on multiple charts and other technical analysis. So over here guys, this is the CRO US dollar chart. And if you like this kind of things, don't forget to also hit that like button. So guys, okay, what we do see over here is the daily chart for CRO US dollar. And if you might have seen my videos, I actually put a quite big buy order over here at about that 7-cent level. And I do think guys, that has been it. Like, you can't really expect any more big buys on those price levels as we have seen just a few weeks earlier. But okay, of course, no financial advice. What I found interesting though is what happened just a few days after that. So in just a few hours actually, we had a big candle going from about like 8 cents all the way to 10 cents. And that guys, just like I mentioned, within a few hours. And that was quite important because we broke over here the 50-day simple moving average. And guys, that's big. That's really big. Why? The last time we broke that line over there, that was over here, all the way back over here in February 2024. And you see it also took a few days, also had a big wick above it basically. But after really breaking it, like confirming, hey guys, we're above that line right now, it started a new uptrend, and it was a big uptrend, guys, a very big one. Let's get the ruler. And from that break, we went up more than 100%. So honestly, guys, looking at what happened the last time we broke that line, things are looking quite bullish over here. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we do have to mention that, well, we have been also closing some dailies below the line again. Therefore, I cannot confirm a real breakout yet, but we are definitely, as you see, knocking on these doors. And we even had the door open for a few days already. So guys, I think it's just a matter of waiting maybe a few more weeks or days even before we really have that big confirmation of a breakout. We can also visualize that by going to the previous break. So not the one over here in February 2024, but the one before in October 2023. So about a year ago. So that one, guys, was also quite interesting because we also had a bit of a fake out. So a daily close above the line, but then it took a few days. It took a few candles over here, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 candles to really break through that line. So about 2 weeks. And also, guys, you see during that time, we also were very close to actually touching over here the blue line. So what, guys, if it would only take 2 more weeks, that would actually be very plausible. I would say though, it all does depend on what Bitcoin is doing, but mainly what is the Bitcoin dominance doing? As mentioned in the intro, right now the Bitcoin dominance is still near its yearly high of about 54%. And there are some theories that Bitcoin dominance could go up as high as 60%. And that could be during a big rise of the Bitcoin price or a dump really of the altcoin prices. And personally, I'm more leaning towards that first one. There might be a case, guys, where Bitcoin is going to have a big rise into, let's say, 70K, into 75K, into those higher levels. And that maybe altcoins might be slacking behind a bit. But let's first go a bit more into that altcoin cycle, because maybe we do have an altcoin season up and coming. According to the Altcoin Season Index, right now it is Bitcoin season. So a high Bitcoin dominance makes perfect sense. But really, guys, the question is really, when will we see change? Because looking down over here at the chart, you do see, well, guys, if you zoom out, it's up, down, up, down. We go from altcoin season to Bitcoin season and then back to altcoin season. It's really like a heartbeat. The question though is, how long will that heartbeat last? And guys, it kind of differs every cycle. But what I would like to do so is that we kind of see a somewhat similar pattern over here back in 2022 as what we're seeing right now. And there, guys, we enter Bitcoin season kind of over here, beginning of February. And we left off over here in July of 2022. So about 5 months. Right now, guys, we left off over here. We enter Bitcoin season in June. Just in June. Could you actually survive if we have another 5 more months over here in Bitcoin season? I know I can, but sometimes, guys, it can take a long while. So if we actually have another 5 months of Bitcoin season, guys, in that case, only in October, so 2 more months, then we would see some change into altcoin season. But guys, looking over here, back 2022, the change is very freaking rapid, very rapid. You blink with your eyes and we're all-time high again over here in altcoin season. So you need to be really on your toes. For a prolonged Bitcoin season, I would expect or a bit more chop in the markets where we are really trading in this narrow range, or like I mentioned before, a big rise really in the Bitcoin price, and really the other coins are still just left behind waiting until they get their own turn. But guys, looking over here on the Bitcoin chart on the weekly, we have seen, of course, this month a really important decision moment, really, and that's the touch over here on the 50-week simple moving average that always really stood for support or resistance of, well, these lines over here. And I was kind of waiting for something like this to play out, to touch over here this blue line again, but I expected it to, be more like this, and then over here would have a touch. But of course, this is a really telling sign of how unpredictable Bitcoin can be from day to day. But then again, we can predict some things, like, for example, the support over here on these lines, because, guys, history tells us this normally happens. But okay, how is the short-term price movement then? Short-term for Bitcoin, it actually looks rather similar to what we see with Cronos. So, for example, over here, touches on the daily averages. But guys, we've seen something very similar over here, where we kind of underperform, then overperform, underperform, overperform. It does seem like we are right now on the MACD over here, down below, getting into the green. And normally, guys, when we go into the green, we do break those lines. So I am actually positively bullish right now that soon we will go over 62K. Of course, this is by no means any financial advice, but just what the tools are telling me about the price of Bitcoin. And guys, the outlook is pretty bullish. What about Cronos though? Because we also still have the rainbow chart. The CRO rainbow chart is a tool developed by myself based on the Bitcoin rainbow chart that you might have seen earlier. And so far, it has been very useful to me by signaling over here the bottom. And again, guys, over here, we had another bottom, it seems, at about that 7 cent mark when I made a nice buy order. So far though, guys, we're still in the green band, and I've told this earlier, but the green band is the buy band. This, guys, is where you get your positions. In the blue zone, things might be, chill. Take a chill pill over here. Make sure you make those buys while you're back in the green. And guys, if you have been buying CRO at about 70 cents just a few months earlier, that's definitely not a bad buy, I would say, because we still, of course, have the yellow band and the red band. But so far, guys, we're still in the green. So my advice, no financial advice, of course, my personal plan is to buy some more CRO this month. Finally, we have the CRO Bitcoin pair. And it does seem, guys, that we had set a low for the CRO Bitcoin valuation over here back in July. But we also got a rejection over here on the yellow line. So therefore, guys, I'm still a bit cautious. In the short term for CRO Bitcoin, we might still see some chop over here, maybe go down a bit more. But for the longer term in 2025, I do definitely see a lot of upside potential. And that is, guys, what you need to remind yourself of. Don't convert your CRO into Bitcoin at these low points. That's definitely not what I would advise. And also, if you are right now thinking about converting your Bitcoin to CRO, that's of course a whole different question, because that might be a great trade over here because of the upside potential. But personally, guys, as I mentioned before, I'm still waiting for the confirmation. You don't want to catch a falling knife. So I'm right now waiting for an actual confirmation above over here, the yellow line. And then I'm actually thinking of converting my Bitcoin to CRO. Those were the tools in my toolbox for the month of August, ladies and gentlemen. But I do want to give you a bit more fundamental news where I'm getting a bit more bullish lately on the CRO token. And you might know that I'm a CRO maxi, but in the end, guys, I'm here to make a lot of money, create some generational wealth, and not married to the CRO token, even though I am probably one of the biggest fans out there. I'm a Super Bowl. Anyway, so I do want to mention, guys, that there is a big partnership between Crypto.com and the UEFA Champions League. So in the next few years, we might see some football fans buying the CRO token on Crypto.com. But of course, only time will really tell. And also, we just had the launch of the Cronos ZK EVM chain. And if you want to learn more, definitely check out that video, because you can make a lot of opportunities as well on the ZK EVM chain. So you guys definitely check it out, but I'm getting really bullish.